10 most beautiful places in the world. The world is full of so many beautiful, breathtaking, jaw-dropping places that most of us don't even know about, ranging from sparkling emerald lakes, thundering waterfalls, dreamy ancient towns perched on high cliffs, to parks. These places are definitely worth your time and consideration. While some of these places are very famous, a lot of them are places you may never have heard of. In this video, we'll be sharing with you 10 most beautiful places in the world. If you're new here, consider subscribing so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. 1. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flats, spans 4,086 miles, which is 10,582 square kilometers, and is one of those fancy-like paintings of the Renaissance era. The South America-based landscape is comprised of sparkling bright white salt, which creates a completely mesmerizing reflection, bizarre rock formations, vast desert leaves, and strange cacti-covered islands. 2. Plitvice Lakes National Park, Croatia. Plitvice Lakes National Park is the largest national park in the country and is most famous for its magical world of moving water surrounded by ancient forest, 16 crystalline lakes that join one another through a series of cascades and waterfalls. It has a wonderful blend of oak forest, meadows, and limestone rock formations which are covered by the Blue Lakes. The difference in altitude between 1,280 meters at the highest point and 280 meters at the lowest create a seemingly endless number of falls that are incredibly beautiful to behold. 3. Victoria Falls, Zambia and Zimbabwe. Victoria Falls, the largest water curtain in the world, is an enormous waterfall on the Zambezi River on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. The fall has this spray of water that can be seen from 50 kilometers away as it rises 400 meters in the air, creating permanent clouds and endless rainbows. Also, the water continuous zigzags through the series of gorges and plummeting over the edge of the wide basalt cliff into the magnificent gorge 100 meters below. The waterfall can be heard as far as 40 kilometers away. 4. The Grand Canyon, USA. Do you know that more than 5 million people visit the Grand Canyon every year? Ranked among one of the top 7 wonders in the world, this fascinating destination is about 1 mile deep and 18-mile wide steep with layers of colorful rock. Canyon's sheer size is breathtaking. Hence, it is divided into north, west, and south. The south rim, however, is the most visited feature of the canyon. It plays host to a majority of the region's infrastructure, viewpoints, and historic artifacts. 5. Moraine Lake, Canada. Situated in the remote valley of the 10 Peaks in the Canadian Rockies, Moraine Lake is a vivid shade of turquoise blue, a small, cold, glacier-fed jewel surrounded by towering mountains, immense waterfalls, and ancient rock piles. The glaciers melt from time to time, and this causes the water in the lake to rise and change its color. 6. Cappadocia, Turkey. Cappadocia landscape displays itself as alien-like hills and boulders that seem as if they've been transported from another planet, with countless hot air balloons that fill up the sky with shades of red, yellow, orange, and cream, simply taking its beauty to the next level. It houses other fascinating sites like the Gorum Open Air Museum, some rock-cut churches, and the subterranean wonders of Kimakli. 7. Mauna Kea Beach, Hawaii, USA. This stunning beach is filled with golden sand, which makes it one of the most beautiful of all the great beaches on the big island of Hawaii. At the two extreme beach ends, the beach and natural rock promontories, which makes it well guarded for snorkeling. The beach is also fabulous for taking long walks. 8. Whitehaven Beach, Australia. This 7-kilometer stretch of white sand beach ranks amongst the most photographed beaches in the world, and the ports, accessible via boat from Hamilton Island and the ports of Chute Harbour and Early Beach. This beach offers a great mix of colors with an aura of peace and serenity. 9. Niagara Falls. Sharing border between Canada and the United States, the massive falls are located on Niagara River between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Niagara Falls formed at the end of the last ice age when the water from the Great Lakes broke through the Niagara escarpment on the way to the Atlantic Ocean. Is a popular tourist destination which attracts honeymooners, families, and even artists to its magnificent beauty. 10. Machu Picchu, Peru. Machu Picchu was built around the year 1450 but was literally forgotten until the early 20th century, which means its architectural wonders is perfectly intact, especially when viewed from the Inca Trail lookout point. Exploring these beauties isn't a day's job and will leave you speechless at their sight. However, you can start one holiday at a time. So, now that you know these places, you should consider planning your holiday trips around these areas. Thank you for watching our videos. We'd like to give you another interesting video for you to enjoy next. But before then, our team will be very happy if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss other interesting videos like this. Look at your screen now to see 2 other videos we handpicked for you to enjoy next. We love you.